Welcome to Package Your Genius. I'm your host, Amanda Miller Littlejohn. I'm a former print journalist turned PR and personal branding pro, and I am here to help high achievers like you bring your genius ideas to life. Whatever gift you have to give the world, I want to be a catalyst for your next genius move. If you're ready to stop overthinking it and start putting yourself out there, you're in the right place. Let's go. I don't know about you, but I like the feeling of knowing what I am doing. I like when I am engaging in an activity or talking to someone that I know. I like that sense of confidence and command that comes with either knowing the person really well, so knowing what to expect and how to have a good interaction, or the feeling that comes from knowing what you're doing because you've practiced this activity or you've honed this skill over a number of years. But one of the things I see with high achievers especially is this willingness to be good, willingness to succeed, but not a huge willingness to do new things because we don't necessarily feel like we're good at them yet. So I can admit and be the first one to admit that I prefer to know how to do things. Walk into a room, know what to expect, know what I'm doing, know I'm good. It feels good to be good, right? But when you're doing something brand new, when you are walking uncharted terrain, when you're being a pioneer in your own life and experimenting with something that's new to you, whether that is business or a creative pursuit, writing your book, publishing your podcast, taking to stages and speaking, you really have to embrace the idea of being a beginner and the understanding that while you are good at lots of other things, you can get good with time and practice at this new thing. But not being good in the beginning should not keep you from getting started. I was thinking about my kids who are running cross country, and they are more artists than athletes, but I really thought it was important this year for them to embrace sports and find something that they like to do as a physical outlet and a physical activity just for their general health. They signed up for cross country. I felt like that was a good sport for them because they will have to increase their endurance. And I know cross country isn't about speed necessarily, but it's about just like being able to run long distances. So that is something you build up over time. And who does not need endurance? Who doesn't need to be able to run a few miles without stopping? An email came out today from the track and cross country coach about an upcoming meet. Now, we were not really aware of any meets or competitions, and I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of froze in that moment, and I told one of my sons, who frankly was a little self-conscious about running because he's not that fast, but is really enjoying this experience of being on a team and getting better and increasing his endurance. And so he says, "Oh my God, I didn't sign up for that. I didn't know there were going to be races and competitions. I'm not a racer. I can't run a race. I can't race cross country. I'm just getting started. I'm just a beginner. I can't be in a race." And I told him, you're already a runner. You're already doing the work day to day. And here's the thing. No matter where you place, just finishing the race is a form of winning when you're doing something brand new. Just think of all the things that we talk ourselves out of doing because we're not good at them already, but we can become good. We can add this new skill, this new discipline, this new outlet to our lives, but we never give ourselves that chance because we refuse to do something that we're not instantly going to feel that gratification of being successful at. But in the beginning, if you can reframe what success looks like and what winning looks like to not just crossing the finish line first, but crossing the finish line at all, that's a huge accomplishment for someone who's never been in a competitive race before. So I wanted to share that with you because it resonated with me in the moment that I shared that with my son, because there are things that I would like to do or I would like to try. I kind of stand on the sidelines looking longingly at different activities that I want to partake in and this person I want to be. But because I know that those beginning stages are difficult, not just because it's difficult to physically learn something or to wrap your mind around a new skill, but it's also difficult to the ego to not succeed, especially when we are cultivated and socialized was actually the word I was using. We're socialized to perform and we're socialized to be A+ students, and we want to get the gold star so we can have approval of whoever is watching, even if it's just ourselves. And that's hard to know that, okay, in the first few months or years of me doing this thing, I will probably be at the bottom of the pack. I'm not going to be at the top. And so it can just be super hard to even wrap your mind around it. But if you are contemplating something new, which I assume you are because you are here, you are with me for Package Your Genius, you are here to be catalyzed and ignited so that you can stop hemming and hawing and putting off being great and stop ignoring the call that's been placed on your life. You're here to get tips and strategies to get moving so you can get unstuck and to stop being in limbo with your dreams. So I imagine that if you are looking for that catalyst to get you going, there's likely something on the other side of where we are now and where we want to be that looks like beginning and looks like starting from a place where you may not be that great. But if you can give yourself a small goal, a small project, a small proving ground where you say, I'm starting at A and I'm ending at B. And if I can just get to B, no matter how good the quality is or how much money I make or how many listeners I get or what type of praise or kudos, if I can just finish this, that will be success, because that will be me kind of working the jitters out. That will be me taking the first step on my way to what will be being a seasoned person in this space. So I think about new podcasters. If you can just record that first episode and publish it and share it, that is success, because you finished something, you put it out there, and it probably won't be as great as your 10th episode or your 50th episode. But the fact that it is finished is success in its own right, because getting past that fear of starting and fear of being bad or discomfort of not being great because it's new is a huge win. So whatever it is that you have to start, that you need to be a beginner at, that you are uncomfortable because it doesn't feel good to have to ask questions. It doesn't feel good to have to hire a coach. It doesn't feel good to have to study up on this thing in order to understand how it works and to understand how you can even be good in the first place. I want you to know that if you can just get past this point, just get past this beginning stage, just get started, you're winning. You are winning. And then you can begin to judge yourself on the same scale that the people who've been doing this for a long time judge themselves on later. But right now, the only marks on this scale are starting and finishing. Start something and finish something. And just by getting from start to finish, you have won. So I'm going to say my key takeaway one more time for you, because I did write it down. I didn't take a ton of notes for this episode, but I did write down that one piece. No matter where you place, just finishing your race is a form of winning when you're doing something brand new. I'd love to hear what something brand new you are embarking upon. And if you need some help getting started, maybe you need some help figuring out what your race even is. If that's you and you feel like, I know there's a race I want to run, but I'm not exactly sure which lane I belong in. Where do my gifts and talents need to be used? Where should I place my focus and my energy? Then I want you to apply for Package Your Genius Academy, because that's one of the main things that we focus on in our very first section of the program. And after that, we move on to more tangible concerns like, how do you package your brand so that other people understand it? How do you package your message? How do you talk about what you do? How do you craft a pitch to conference organizers or journalists so that they can cover you or feature you and you can spread the message of your ideas in a bigger way? But it all starts with the clarity of what lane I'm in, what race am I running, and how do I want to use my gifts and talents. So if that's something that you need support in and you are a beginner and you need a coach to support you from the sidelines, visit packageyourgeniusacademy.com, where you can see both a description of that program and an application to join us. I would love to chat with you to see if you are a good fit and if I think I can support you on your journey. Remember, no matter where you place, just finishing your race is a form of winning when you're doing something brand new. See ya.